far as our research shows, this is a 1906 through 1915 International Harvester disc, and it was easy. And it's used to disc up the fields and tear up the ground.
And from when did you say that this comes?
Either 1906 through 1915. We can't get all the research on it.
Tell me about your mules.
Mules. This is Rachel and Roseanne. They're sisters. They're 19 and 20. Hey, get up here.
All right, I'll tell you what. Instead of making you talk, I'm going to let you put them through their paces. How's that sound?
Well, they reverse good.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to have to take him up and back.
Good working disc. Then you want to put the line right next to it, right? Do it right. Yeah, run, cameraman, run. Don't run over the judge.
Sure. Now, our judge wants to offer some thoughts, too, as we go through this. This is Raymond Hellman from Iowa, first time to the Mule Days.
Good morning, everybody. So one of the purposes that this small disc here was made for way back in the day was the big discs were too large for the people's gardens to be disked and to be turned around without ruining their grass. And so they come up with these real small garden discs, and you're able to do about your whole garden without ruining any of the outside edges and running into the laundry, the clotheslines, or the raspberry patch or anything like that. So growing up, this is what we used to do our garden my whole life. So that's kind of the purpose of what this disc is actually built for. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Raymond. See, this way you get to hear from the people who actually know what they're talking about, like this guy that I'm sitting right next to.
Well, this is Manny and Pearl. They're 15 and 16 years old, and they're pulling today an antique Oliver 16-inch plow. We're not going to trip it today because we don't make a big mess out of this arena. And they're a world champion team, and they hold a pulling record, Bishop.
And real quick, let me talk to you about the kids, because you are a big supporter of young people. You went out and you did the deal where you gave wagon rides again. Talk to me about that. Tell the folks what it is that you do every year.
Well, we go up to the elementary school and we haul the kindergarten and the first graders. We hauled almost 200 kids this year, and we got 2,414 kids now covered. So that's pretty encouraging for me. If I get one driver out of every one of those spells, we'll fill this arena up with rigs, I'll tell you for sure.
This man sponsored the youth driving class that we had yesterday. He's committed to this event, committed to the young people. Go ahead and take them through their paces. Bill Adams, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just trying to get their ears forward.
Corey Buffington on the Sweetwater excavation.
So now they should do a pivot turn. So that you could lay your next row right there.
I made a comment a while ago about how long it would take to do a 40-acre field like this. Bill yelled across the arena at me, a long time.
All day.
Raymond?
So one of the things that this was used for back when I was growing up is we always had a little patch of sweet corn or potatoes right alongside our big field of corn or hay or beans, and so we didn't want to run into the big field with the two-bottom plow and 6 horses, so we'd always use a sulky plow. And then in the fall, we'd also use the sulky plow to plow the garden up after we were done with everything. So very nice piece of equipment. Thank you for bringing
plow.
that.
I like it.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Bill. What do you know about this outfit?
This is a farm mold for hauling all different types of farm implements, and we've modified it to do a little more work. But they don't work.
You guys are getting beaten up today.
And this is Jane and Rhodey, champion mules 3-4 times here for 2-hitch, youth, and 4-up.
Take it through. Kathy Butler, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's on wheels.
Is it the back thing?
And I'm just, the back thing.
It's hanging out the back.
It's got wheels.
Oh, no, you know, I think it's on runners.
Is it on runners? Might be, yeah, it is.
It's not making,
Can you hear them talking to him while they're taking him through?
Of course.
So one of the things that we used this for growing up, this is what we call like a stone boat. And the times we used this here was if we were either in a really, really muddy place out behind the barn that we had to go feed the horses or cows, or in the wintertime when the snow was so deep that the wagon wheels would just get stuck full of snow. So we just hook onto this here, what we call a stone boat or a mud sled, and we'd fill it full of hay or buckets of grain, and we'd go out and either feed the cows or the horses. It's a piece of equipment that really has a lot of pull to it. So you definitely need a team like she's got to pull this, and you can't go a lot of time with it, but you can go a short distance amount of time pretty quick. So it's a nice piece of equipment. Thanks for bringing it.
Thanks.
Of course, they race. You can do anything with them, and they come right down, which is really nice.
And what's this piece of equipment you got?
As near as I can tell, it's I was told it's a vineyard disc, and it's narrow to go between the vineyards. And it's about a 19 to 1910. I'm not sure of the make. I use it at home for doing my arena, and I've got like a 1 acre pasture out front. So it gets some use, but I don't actually farm with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man has been a long time. How many years you've become to Mule Days?
This is my 29th year.
Whoa.
I started coming in 1983. I was showing donkeys in.
Wow. Thanks for the nice welcome. Let's put them through their paces. This is Ralph Atkinson with Jip and Jude.
Well, the first two finally settled down. I think we just hadn't had a chance to catch their breath.
So this is an even smaller disc, and he's obviously got a little smaller team of mules in front of it. And generally what the even smaller discs were used for is in between the raspberry patches and your regular garden stuff. They'd use this, and they'd only be able to make like one row down the middle of it and not even turn around at the end. It was just to do like one row, and that's the reason it's so narrow. So it's really unique. Thanks for bringing it.
Thank you, Ralph. 547. This is Andy Richard driving Fonzie and Potsy. Hi, Andy. Good. So tell me about this big piece of equipment you got.
It's C.D. Edwards road grader. It was patented in 1878, and the stuff I've seen, they were in the early 1900s. They built road machinery.
Now this team, you've done some things with this team. You've been in a 2-up hitch class already. Tell me about your mules.
This is Potsy and Fonzie. This is the first year they've been to Mule Days. I've had them for about 3 years. They're 6 and 7 years old, and we're just trying to get them through our first Mule Days.
Cool. Good luck. Have fun with them. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Richard from right here in Bishop.
man number 252.
Look at the adjusting wheel there. That's such an elegant piece of equipment for 1857. You said it was patented?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Andy Richard from Bishop, California.
Road grader or snowplow. When I was growing up, we used this thing to clear the... That's what the judge is going to say, right?
So this is a really cool piece. We called it a snow grader at home, and the times when we'd use this was in the wintertime when we'd have the milk truck would come to pick up our milk, or we'd have to call a vet for a sick cow or a horse or a mule. However, it's really neat because when you could not get through the yard with anything else, you'd have to put a really strong pair of horses, and sometimes 4 horses in front of it, to push the snow out of your yard for anything with tires to come in, because we couldn't even get a snow grader to come push our drifts sometimes. So this is a really neat piece of equipment, and I'm impressed to see that it still works. Very nice job. Thanks.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Raymond. And Honey. Now, Otis, what have you got here?
What I have here is a number 8 Vulcan hillside plow. And there were a number of hillside plows made that what's unique about them is that you can throw the furrow either to the right or the left. And the Forest Service adopted this Vulcan, which has seemed to be the lightest of all of those manufactured, and they adopted it for trail work. And so I'm not a farmer. But this plow, we salvaged at South Fork Station on the Sisquoc in the San Rafael Wilderness in Santa Barbara County, and restored it, and now we've been using it for trail work. And usually we use a couple of guys operate this, and it's great for clearing shale off of trails, for example, or if the tilt is pretty decent, we can cut new trails.
So this is actually a working piece of equipment then?
It is. We've resumed using stock drawn equipment for trail maintenance on the Los Padres.
Otis, is this your... How many times have you come to the Mule Days?
This is the second time we've shown Honey here.
Good luck. Have fun with it.
You know, what I'll do is attempt. Since I don't go out and plow. I don't usually do this, although I plowed up a field of lettuce the other day. But I will anyhow. I'll show. I think how people plow with this kind of tool.
All right, there he goes.
Yep. Lines up your back. Now, if you want to ask how long it takes to do the back 40 with this, that's a really long time. Have you seen the movie War Horse? Oh, there's a wonderful scene where on a bet, the kid has to take this half thoroughbred and make it.
I want y'all to notice something. Those lines are wrapped around his back. If everything's sitting in their John Deere tractor's hard work, you think of this picture right here.
Yeah. Honey left. Honey left. Atta girl. Go easy, go easy, go easy. You're behind it, folks. And he dropped it back in the same line. So he was proving he could do that, to dig it deeper.